Hello, hello, hello. Once again, it's me, KB, Chi-Town's finest. One of Chi-Town's finest anyway. I'm coming to you all the way from the baby LA, Lansing area. And today I wanted to make a tribute to someone that was very special in my life. It was my husband. We were married 1 year, and he passed last year on our anniversary day that he passed. So today is really the day that he passed, which is my painful reality. And it's also the day of would have been our 2nd year anniversary. So he passed on my anniversary, and you can't make that stuff up. So I just like to speak about him a little bit. He was a very, very nice man. I had prayed for someone to come into my life for years, praying for someone to come into my life, someone that was special. I was single for the past 10 years of my life before he came along. And then when he came along, I just knew he was the one. And he was consistent. And consistency goes a long ways with me. And he was very consistent. And he asked me to marry him. On our first visit, he came in, he handed me some keys to a truck and said, "You got your truck is outside." And I said, "I don't have a truck." He said, "You do now." So that was just signs of the type of person that he was. He was a giver, and he was loving, and he was caring, and he was sentimental. When he came to me, I could do no wrong in his eyes. And he tended to make me want to be a better me. So I just want to remember him on today. And he's unforgettable in my heart and in my life. And I'm sure that some people may not understand that. But if you've ever been in love with someone that was precious and someone that was perfect for you, and no one's perfect. And that person didn't have to be perfect for me. He was just perfect for KB, and I ain't gonna lie to you or on you. But however, on our 1 year anniversary, I was holding his hand, and he passed away. I watched his heart stop on our anniversary, and that's a pain that I won't soon forget. But I don't want to forget him. I definitely don't want to forget about my husband. So that's why I'm here right now. And that's why I'm doing this today. In remembrance of him. His boldness. And he was just so in love with me till he was like a fierce defender of me. And I was like, well, I don't need defending. And he was like, well, I'd rather somebody do something to me than do something to you. He said, somebody do something to you, it's going to be a problem. So, but we had a beautiful relationship. And on our first anniversary, we were planning to go to Chicago. That's my hometown. He wanted to go there, and we were going to go downtown, and we were going to see the big city. He was going to see the big city. My sisters and brothers was going to meet me downtown Chicago on our anniversary. And he passed on my anniversary, so I didn't get a chance to show him Chicago like he wanted to see it. And he showed me a lot of things in life, and he taught me some things. And I talked about it on one of my previous segments that was called Love. And I talked about how he taught me patience. And patience is very important in life, and I really didn't have any. I didn't have any, and it really wasn't a fan of being patient. I kind of wanted to just want what I want when I wanted it. But it's always good to have someone to come into your life that can teach you something, and you can learn something from them, opposed to having someone that comes into your life that's empty and someone that's not able to show you anything. So we're meant to lead. And so sometimes we have to let them play that role and allow them to lead. And that's what it took the submissive role. Me, KB. I had took the submissive role and allow him to lead and teach me the things that he knew. He was a carpenter. He was a plumber. He was a painter. He was a truck driver. He was a lot of things. He was a king. And I miss him. I miss him so much. It's just unbelievable. And sometimes you just have to deal in reality. And the reality of it is my husband's gone and he's never coming back. But I can always keep him alive and keep his memories alive. His memories lives in my heart. And sometimes I visualize him and see him. And when I do have a vision of him or see him, he's standing watching me, something that he loved to do. And I got one friend, and she said, "You his Beyonce." I said, "Well, I'm his KB." But she was like, "Nah, he look at you. I seen a look in his eye. And you his Beyonce." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, I didn't see it like that, but I just saw that I was the apple of his eye." And I remember, like my pastor said in Chicago, she said, "When he sees you, you'll be the apple of his eye." And I was most definitely that. So it's a feeling like no other to be the apple of a man's eye and have him just consider you in all things that he do. And like the day that he came home, the day he went to the hospital that night. He went to the hospital that night, but when he called me, he was like, he was a truck driver. He was like, "They want me to go on the road and I can go get this money for you, baby. You want me to go get this money for you?" And I said, "No, I want you to come home." He said, "You don't want me to go 14 hours away and get this money for you?" I said, "No, just come home." And you know, God works in mysterious ways. But that day when he came home, we had a couple hours together, eating and talking and watching TV, and then he started feeling sick, and I took him to the hospital, and we went to the hospital. He was quiet all the way there, but when we got there, he looked at me and he said, "You so beautiful." And I said, "It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't trying to be beautiful." And he said, "You still beautiful." And I said, "Well, thank you." And then he looked at me and he said, "I love you." And the tears ran down his face. And then I said, "I love you too." And I said, "Don't do nothing crazy when you go to the back, because I'm going to be out here waiting on you for us to finish our life together." And he held my hand until they wheeled him to the back, and he went back for a hernia surgery, and he never woke up. I never was able to see my husband again. And like I said, you can't make stuff like that up, but who would want to? But nevertheless, y'all pray my strength. Pray for me to have strength. I didn't want the day to go by without me remembering my husband, and I'm going to go to the park and release some balloons in his memory. And this is a picture of us that we took on our wedding day. One of the happiest days of my life. And this is a picture over there, if you guys can see it, of me and him cutting the cake. We're going to feed each other cake. But ain't nothing like cake, huh? But ain't nothing like a good man. Ain't nothing like a loving man. Ain't nothing like a good husband. All of us want that, and we desire that to be a part of our life. Desire someone, if not to marry, just desire someone to be in your life, someone that loves you and someone that thinks the world of you. It's nothing like it. It's a feeling that you won't soon forget. But however, God is good and God is able to do that for you. He did it for me, and who knows? I don't know what the future holds, but right now I'm content with just being wrapped in the arms of the Lord. So I'm content with that right now, but as life go on and as we grow, you just never know what life has in store for you. I thought that was a beautiful background for me, because he's not here with me, but the word says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So I know he's in good hands, and I feel like I'm in good hands as well. But to have had someone to come into my life that had taught me to be strong and how to be solid, he would not want me to spend today or spend the rest of my life mourning and sad and all of that. He wouldn't want that, because I like smoothies, and we used to go to the smoothie cafe, and he would call me when he was on the road and say, "Get out the house, it's a beautiful day. Go do something. Go get you a smoothie." He knew that would make me happy, and that would make my day. So I just thought I'd add a little humor, but that was so sweet of him. But I'm a little bit emotional. I'm not sad, but I have been sad. I've had my sad days, and I've had my trying times when I didn't think I was going to make it through something like that. But nevertheless, getting a little bit emotional. But nevertheless, God is good. God is able. So just keep in mind that There's good times and there's bad times. And sometimes you got to take the bitter with the sweet. But you better be built for it. You better be built for something like that, to have someone that you love taken away from you in a moment, taken away from you in a heartbeat, taken away from you forever. So if you got someone that you love and someone that loves you, treat them good. Tell them that you love them. Don't go to bed angry and don't go to bed mad, and because you never know. Perfect example that life is short. I have a short, sweet story that lasted for only 1 year to date. And, I mean, it's my painful reality, but nevertheless, there's, I'm not going to even say a happy ending, but there's an ending to one situation. But when one door closes, another one opens. And when one situation is over with, that's not the end of your life. And sometimes we just figure, well, we can't make it without a man, but you can. And I wanted to tell this story and share this with someone that's going through a loss, or going through a breakup, or going through a separation, or going through something. If you can find a way in your heart to make it with someone, do that. If you can find a way to make up and forget about the little quarrels and the little arguments over really pretty much nothing, do that. Sometimes you have an argument and then you blow it up and it's big and it's a big deal to you. But nevertheless, when you think about what was I arguing for, you can't even remember why you were so mad, why you were so upset, why you were ready to break up. That's a little bit much. But nevertheless, pray for me, because some days are better than others, and I still find myself missing my husband. I still find myself missing Leslie Wayne. A beautiful name for a beautiful man, a beautiful husband. And a lot of times we take the word beautiful and say, well, that's for a lady. No, it's for a spirit. When you got a beautiful spirit, that makes you beautiful from the inside out. And that's how I saw him. And that's still how I see him today. So, just going to close on that note and let you know that if you got someone to love, hold on to them. Grow stronger, grow closer. Sometimes men are afraid to let us really get to know them, because they're afraid that we're going to think lesser of them, or we're going to see some weakness in them. But you got to open up and you got to be a sweeter woman so you can find someone to love you. I often said, carry yourself like a queen. So when a king sees you, you can become the apple of his eye. When he sees you, he'll see a queen. He won't see a beat up, trodden down woman that's hurt from her past, because sometimes we just have to let the past go, the past pain. Because I often said that I got on running shoes, and I say I'm a track star. I would say that to my husband before we got married, and we were married, and he would look at me and say, "You still got on them running shoes?" And I would laugh, but I didn't really realize what he meant until he's gone. You never miss your water till your well run dry. And I didn't really understand what he meant. You still got on them running shoes. That means I still have my guards up. I still have my heart guarded. And even though I was good to him, he was good to me. But I still had a little withdrawal from being totally open with anyone. And maybe that comes from my past, hurt, mistakes, or whatever. Maybe it comes from that. But nevertheless, I'm learning and I'm growing, and every day is sweeter and every day is better when you allow it to be. So allow yourself to love someone. Fall in love. That's what the life, and that's what we were born to do. We were born to love one another. We were born to find someone to love, find someone to care for. Life is pretty empty without that. It's pretty empty, and like I said, life is short. So don't live a short life with no one in it and involving no one to love, because love is a beautiful thing. And so when you want that beautiful thing, you open up your heart and you open up your eyes and you begin to see that it's a beautiful thing. So to my husband, I want to say farewell. And I want to say thank you for every moment that you spent with me and for everything that you did for me, for all the ways that you love me. Let me count the ways. I can't begin to count the ways that you showed me love. But I just want to say that I miss you. I miss you so much. And I love you. And until we meet again, I'll say goodbye and I'll say farewell. And, well, I'll say farewell, but it's never goodbye because you're in my heart. Know that you're in my heart. And I'm going to go before I'm a big baby, before I get too emotional. So, thank you for listening. Pray for me. Bye. Talk with me. It's KB. Talk with me.
She's done.
It's a little quiet moment to reflect. I'm just reflecting. I got through that segment without crying and boo-hooing like a baby, but I am a little bit emotional and I am touched that someone loved me so much. It touches my heart. It touches my spirit. It moves my soul. I gotta say this before you sign out. I remember one time he was kissing me and it was too much. It was overwhelming. And he was kissing me and I said, oh, let me breathe. And then I said, what you doing? He said, I'm giving you a piece of my soul. And I was like, I've never heard that before. He said a lot of things that I never heard. Like he told me he could watch grass grow. He said, I got patience for you. I can watch grass grow. Now, who can watch grass grow? You got to have a lot of patience to sit there and watch grass grow. But nevertheless, when he said he was giving me his soul, I got emotional and I got touched. No one has ever given me their soul before. But okay. I'm done. It's a beautiful thing. Bye again.